You know what time it is. Time to hang out with Mr. Coop. With Mr. Cooper. With Mr. Cooper. With Mr. Cooper. Get the latest scoop. From Mr. Cooper. From Mr. Cooper. From Mr. Cooper. Hang with Mr. Coop. With Mr. Cooper. With Mr. Cooper. With Mr. Cooper. Get the latest scoop. From Mr. Cooper. From Mr. Cooper. Yeah.
Welcome to the Big Scoop with Coop. Of course, I'm your host, Coop. Big shout out to you that's listening to this episode right now on whatever major streaming platform that you're on right now. Also, if you want to catch the video version of this show, you can in so many different ways. You can go to youtube.com/The Big Scoop with Coop. Make sure you click like and subscribe so you don't miss one episode of the Big Scoop with Coop. Also, make sure you check out the website, thebigscoopwithcoop.com, where you can catch episodes from season 1 all the way up to now. Also, if you're a social media person, that's right, you can find these shows on social media. Facebook.com/The Big Scoop with Coop. On Instagram at Big Scoop with Coop. And that's right, I'm on TikTok. I am on TikTok, people. Just look up the Big Scoop with Coop. And I guarantee you will not miss one episode of the Big Scoop with Coop. All right, people. Enough about me. Today's guest, she is a comedian. She is in the comedy world, and she is doing big things, and she is on her grind. She has actually had the pleasure to be in the Addams Family. She's been in Die Hard too. And guess what? Now she has a anthology come out that's called The Grind. You want to make sure you catch that. She will be at South by Southwest. And she also has a comedy joint that's called Comedy for Nice People. And you know what? I'm not going to spill her whole resume right now. Ladies and gentlemen, I have the one and only Anastasia Washington. Now, Anastasia will come on the show. She's going to talk about her career. She's going to talk about the things that she has going on and more. So sit back and relax and enjoy this episode of the Big Scoop with Coop with Anastasia Washington. Welcome to the show.
Well, thank you so much for having me. What an intro. I love it.
Thank you. How's your day going so far?
It's going good. It's been a busy day, and I just got some good food, so I'm good.
Oh, shoot. You're good. I haven't ate since breakfast, so guess what? If you hear my stomach growling...
That's where I was. And I had to be like, don't be hangry. Let's go get some food.
And if you hear my stomach growling, that's background effect. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. I'm just letting you know that right now.
Fair enough. It wasn't you.
There you go. I love it. Now, Anastasia, like I told everyone, you're doing very big things right now in the industry. But for the people that's getting turned on to you for the first time, when did you first realize that you wanted to get into the entertainment industry?
Ooh, I was quite young. My mom likes to say that I was like 2 years old and performing at a show like that. There was an actual show going on. We were like SeaWorld and watching Shamu, and I decided I was going to tap dance and sing for no apparent reason. And when they all like were clapping for Shamu, I was like, it must be for me, and I took a bow. So she was like, we're in trouble. Let's get her an agent. And I think within that week, my mom got me my first manager, and it was pretty dope. It was... Yeah, I think I never looked back from that moment. I was ready and I wanted to do it. Even my mom would always give me outs. She'd be like, "Oh, well, if this is making you upset," I'd be like, "Just let me cry and get over it." You know, because I was born in the 80s and I started acting in the 80s and 90s, and they definitely did not know what to do with a biracial girl. As Raven Simone has often talked about. Especially on the lighter end of the spectrum, but still there's something going on, and white people are like, I don't know what I can't, but there's something up with that girl. You know? So just not fitting into a box, pretty young. I had to be very persistent in wanting to be in this, and I was always often the sassy best friend, and it used to bother me, and now I love it.
See, that's what I'm talking about. You see, even if you're biracial, guess what? If you don't fit in a box, but people see there's talent there, guess what? They can't put you in a box. They will have to create a box for your own to put you in. And guess what? You've been rolling ever since that tap dance.
Yeah, and
Yes.
I think I learned later on in life than I would have liked that I could make my own content and I could do my own thing and be the like master of my own destiny. Because I used to be like, oh, I gotta wait around until somebody pays attention to me or somebody, and you don't have to, especially nowadays. Like you shouldn't. But back then it was very much a studio world, and so they put you in a box, and I was never great at fitting in boxes. I just like defy quite a few boxes, so it's at some point I had to realize that and just love that and not care.
But you know what, Anastasia, I'm an 80s baby also. I was actually born in 1980. And I
83.
Oh, see, there you go. We next door neighbors. That's what I'm talking about. And I know how it was back then, even though at a young age, it's a totally different world now compared to back then. And it was harder to even break in. But you know what? I think if everybody that's listening worldwide right now, you know what? No, I'm going to say it. Ladies and gentlemen watching worldwide right now, you saw how Anastasia broke in. She started tap dancing at SeaWorld. Now, I'm not telling you to go in front of a whale and start tap dancing. I'm not telling you to do that. But when that mark hits and you see your opportunity, you better take it wherever you're at. That's what you
You know what? It was really funny because like I could not sit still when I was a kid, and I was always tap dancing and singing, like always, always, always. People would like I remember people used to ask me, "Are you Shirley Temple?" I was like, "That is a very old woman now." I'm not that woman. But thank you. But like I used to tap dance with Scatman. And like just being my crazy self got me into such amazing situations, and I got to know some amazing people. And like, I mean, not to say anything bad about actors and celebrities now, but there's something about a certain era of celebrity of actor that was just like, I don't know, it was just another level. And so to have experienced and performed with or even just had conversations with some of these people, it truly made me a better entertainer, just knowing all they went through about like and how they decided to deal with it professionally. It's just really like a gift I'm so sad that so many people won't have,
Yeah. And that's so true. And and I'm glad you brought that up, because with you talking to other people, learning from other people, when you got older, what type of hurdles did you go through to get to where you are in your career today?
I mean, like training wise, I kind of went backwards, right? Like I started out like acting in movies before I ever took a class, and that is not the way necessarily that most people do it. And I think experience is the best training and the best. I don't know. It's just like the best way to really like have things in your brain and really go through it and to fail. I was lucky that I was surrounded with a lot of people that were very helpful and very nice and very kind. I'm not saying they were all, but and those are also lessons, right? Because I was thrown into working instead of training. I have a different approach to things. I will say that. Like I see it on set. The people that started acting before they started training were very different than the people that started training before they started acting on sets. And I don't necessarily think either way is bad. It's just my way,
No, that makes sense. That makes sense, Anastasia. That makes sense, because think of it this way: in the corporate world, you did on the job training before you did classroom training,
right?
And that's a totally different beast, though, because when the films, because I've been in a couple of indie movies, but when the filming is rolling, Yes, when the film is rolling and they say action, they expect you to know what you're supposed to be doing. And
Yeah,
you're in there on set, Adam's Family, Die Hard 2, and all these other movies and shorts and plays, and you're just like, okay, I'm here. I know
yeah,
I can do something. I'm going to do it. You didn't
yeah.
have the classroom training just starting off to say, okay, when you're on set, you need to do ABC. Nope, you start at XYZ
Yeah.
and work your way backwards. I love
And
it.
learning and failing on set versus failing in classroom is very different. Like I actually really have a lot of, and it's funny because I teach as well as being an actor. So it's so weird that like classrooms used to terrify me. Like I would always rather be on set than be in a classroom. Just even in school, I just was not a bad kid, but yeah, I was a bad kid. I was a bad kid. I didn't want to be at school. I wanted to be working. I didn't want to be in school. I was a troublemaker, and so. But it was mainly because I had anxiety about it. You know, I wanted to be in a smaller setting with people, and I liked learning lessons on set. But I do remember there were moments that I learned hard lessons on set. Like I on the first Addams Family movie, I threw the biggest tantrum I think I've ever thrown in my life. Oh, what a brat. Like I can still feel how bratty I was, and luckily I had Raul Julia, who is an amazing actor who has passed away, but was so integral to my training, I guess, even though it's not a classroom training. He just like looked at me. My mom was like at wit's end. She was like, you know what, we're just out. We're out. And and Raul Julia was like, I'm gonna have lunch with her. And I was like, who? What? He had lunch with me, and probably the best and most amazing conversation about acting and about professionals. And I'm like, I don't know, I'm like 7. But the stuff that he imparted on me and just taking that time and recognizing me as a professional, recognizing me as a colleague, but also knowing my age, and respecting all of that at the same time. God, that's an art. And that
Yes.
man was an amazing man. And I truly thank him for making me the professional I am. Because
Wow.
honestly, I would have been a brat.
That that's wild though, because I'm still thinking back how
Yeah,
everything's connecting the dots for you from the tap dancing at SeaWorld to getting thrown on set, and then you're sitting with veterans at the age of 7, single digit age,
yeah.
learning this stuff. When you're
It's
supposed to be
it's truly a blessing. I mean, like people are always like, "Oh, you were a child actor, you must be messed up." I mean, maybe, probably. But listen, we go to therapy for that.
right, right.
But
I think
it was for the most part, I was very blessed and I treasure so many moments of my childhood. And it is very strange growing up the way I did. I can't, like, when I try to explain things to people, like, oh, yeah, I went to Neverland Ranch, and people are like, what? And I was like, it's not like that when you're a kid. It's like, you're just like, it's just so, that's your norm. Like,
right.
I don't know. It's very different. And
That was like
I,
your Disney World.
yeah, yeah, yeah. And like, I just, I don't know, like just growing up the way I did around the professionals I did, they didn't seem that strange to me. Now, sometimes I reflect back and I was like, well, the fact that you hung out at Michael Jackson's house might be weird. But,
Well, it depends who you ask. It depends, because a lot of people would love to have that opportunity.
right.
Yeah,
Well, yeah. And I also think it depends on like that code switch of the community. Like, I'm in, right? I, I always have to be like, when I'm talking to white people, they're like, oh, you did an album with Michael Jackson and you went to his house and stuff like that. White people are like, ooh. And I'm like, wait, I wasn't his type. Like, calm down. Um, but in the communities that I grew up in, that is an honor. And he was groundbreaking, and he was like, I honestly thought one day I could grow up to be him. Like, I thought maybe if I wished hard enough, I would grow up and be Michael Jackson. I did not understand that that was not a possibility, nor did I want it to not be a possibility.
And that's called pure at heart,
Yeah.
because that's what it all is. You wanted something, and you saw something that everybody else saw that was probably a danger. But like you said, it depends who you're talking to.
Yeah.
Me personally, dude, Michael Jackson Thriller, you give me that album again, you can't tell me nothing.
It's epic. I watched the VHS tape over and over and over again. I had the, I mean, I still have it. I was going to say have it. Come on. I have it. I still have it.
Yes.
And I watched that over and over and over again. Like the iconic, like the impression that he made on my life is unimaginable. So it's a complicated issue. I mean, like, we have so many of those nowadays.
I get it. And Anastasia, I'm glad you brought that up when you said it depends on which community you're talking to. For being a woman in comedy and a woman in the entertainment industry and being biracial, what advantages and disadvantages do you experience for being a biracial woman that's doing big things?
Yeah, I mean, I definitely have learned the code switch. Well, I mean, I learned it in my life very early. But on stage, I think the benefit that I have is that I can play pretty much any room, right? And I know how to deal with it. That is not always the way comedians are. You know, like I've been around comedians that they have their set, they have it all set up, and they go on stage, and if they cannot veer, they can't. That's the way they are. I go on stage, I get the tone. I take a tonal joke and go, okay, I can do these jokes, I can do that joke, I can do this joke. And that, I mean, that's all because of who I am, right? That's all because I'm a woman in a world that is predominantly men. It's all because I'm in as soon as I walk into a room, whether it's a white room or a predominantly black room, I automatically have to change everything about what I say, right? Like when I work, when I work like a predominantly black room, I have to acknowledge everyone knows I'm black in a black room. Mm-hmm. And I have to acknowledge that immediately. And I have to acknowledge that I'm light skinned. And I have to acknowledge all the privilege that I get being light skinned and all the very harsh disadvantages that I also get, right? And so making it into a joke between us, like letting us together in the room instead of making me a joke or making them a joke or putting anybody on the defensive, is something that is really like I had to learn really hard, because I would take it very personally, and you can't. I don't want to ever divide my community. If anything, I would love for us to like acknowledge how ridiculous colonialism is and how so I think by putting people on the defensive, you don't invite that conversation to change. So by being like, listen, I know this is who I am. This is how, I'm the cousin that you always had, but I learned how to cook and I'm the one that you want at the barbecue now. Okay. So let's just get over it. So I want to be honest about where we came from, but I also want to just go forward. And I think the only way you can go forward is having comedy, having horror, explore those themes, but doing it from a place of empathy and acknowledgement and being in it together, instead of going immediately, because I've seen so many comedians do this, dividing your audience immediately by getting them insulted. I don't want to insult nobody. You know what I mean?
Right.
And that's an art. That is somebody's whole shtick, and I get it. I respect it. I'm not that person. It doesn't work for me personally. It's just not my thing.
No, and I feel you on that, Anastasia, because I call it more of like sharpening your sword. Because with a person being biracial, you have to read the room, and within seconds, you have to analyze the room and figure out, okay, I can do this joke, but I can't do
Mhm.
that joke. I'm not going to insult the people in the middle, but I see what the crowd is like on the left side. I see
Mhm.
what they're like in the right, and I see what's back there backstage. A lot of people don't have to do that. You have to go up
No.
there and read the room within seconds and be
Yeah.
funny at the same time. That's a skill. That's a straight skill.
I think though, like, honestly, life has never prepared a person more for doing that than who I am. You know, just being in all kinds of rooms, being in all different kinds of communities, and just being like, I I'm such a people pleaser, and I love people, and I love building people up. And if somebody hates me, it's the funniest thing. Like, I remember, colorism is a big thing. You know, I remember I was in a conversation with somebody, and they would not acknowledge me at all. They were, and my white friend was like, "I've never seen colorism in the real life," and I was like, "Well, welcome to my world." And she's like, "But you just kept trying to like build her up and talk to her and whatever," and I was like, "Yeah, because I don't want to play into that, and
Exactly.
I'll win her over. It's gonna take me a while, but I'm gonna win her over because I don't want us as a community to feed into their BS."
No,
you
I
know
feel you on that.
and I want us to build up, and I don't care if she like hates the fact that something that I could not help, you know being
Hmm.
born the way I was born. I still want her to thrive. I just do.
I feel
And
you.
I will figure out a way, and she gonna love me. I am that dream girl song.
I like that. I like that. Now, you know what? And speaking of being multi talented and doing multi things, I want to talk about this real quick, Anastasia. Let's talk about that movie Grind.
Yes.
Because you have various roles and you're doing various things in this movie. Can you tell everyone about the movie Grind and how did you end up getting placed and doing so many different things in this one movie?
Absolutely. Grind is a anthology about, I mean, it is about like gig life, but more than that, it's more about like living paycheck to paycheck, which is, I feel like everybody is like feast or famine now. Like 99% of the world is just paycheck to paycheck. I know I am. And the things that we've done to do that, like to get through the day, to take care of our families, ourselves, everything. And so that is what the basis of this horror comedy is about, is like the things that we've done. And we go from everything from delivery, like delivery, food delivery, to MLMs, to just like corporate weird jobs that you didn't even know existed, and we get into the nitty gritty and the horror of it, with some pretty good comedy in it, but it is like it pushes the limits. Sometimes you're like, whoa, um and it started out actually as a short film called MLM, about multi-level marketing scams. Specifically the Lala Roo one. If you ever saw that documentary, it's crazy. Um, but there's a documentary about it, and it's about this like legging scam that people were doing. They would buy these leggings for like $6,000 and be stuck with these leggings, thinking they were going to make so much money, right? And so that was the first one, and then that one did really well at festivals, and even played for a little bit on Shudder. And then they were like, let's just make, like the writer and the producer and the directors were like, let's make an anthology. And I was so happy to be brought back, and be a little part of the through line of all of these things, like the connected, like, connecting them all together. So I got to play a variety of different roles, and it was really great. And also, most of those people on set are my friends, and I love that. That's the greatest. When you hire your friends, it's just fun.
That's not work. That's
Yeah,
just straight fun now.
it is. It is. And I think it is so important to hire your friends. I think you see the most successful people, they keep their friends around and they keep their friends working. And that is what I always hope to do. I started a horror filmmaker meetup group that meets up once a month, and we have all hired each other over and over and over again, and that is the greatest feeling to like walk on set and just be like, we just worked on this, and or to just or not even have the expectation, but like, oh, you have a project, what can I do? Well, how can I help? Can I hold a boom? Can I do your social, like, can I do a press release for you? Just because we know how hard it is, and building each other up and supporting, because nobody, I don't care who you are, has done any success alone in this industry.
There it
You need
is.
people. You cannot do it alone.
Yes.
So I think Grind was beautiful and showing that how many people um, stepped up and got this project going, and even how many people are showing up at our premiere at South by Southwest. Like, there's so many actors showing up to support our film that were in it that it's like overwhelming. They're like, we gotta have audience, y'all. Can't go to.
And that's what I was about to bring up next, because Grind made it to SXSW, and how excited was the cast and the crew about that?
We are so excited. Like, I think there's like 15 of us going.
Wow.
And I think we're excited about being in South by Southwest, of course, honored and amazed, but also just like, now it's so monumental to make stuff. Right? It's so monumental to just be like, I made stuff. I'm doing stuff. And definitely this cast and crew is like very much like, we want to keep making stuff, and we are proud of what we made,
Yes.
which is
Yes.
great. I mean, uh, even though like the writers and the directors of this project are predominantly white, the people that they put in everything they lift up so many different communities. They really brought together some epic talents in the BIPOC community, and you, I mean, using your platform and your privilege for that is, I mean, just so worth supporting.
Ladies and gentlemen that's watching worldwide right now, if you will be in the area for South by Southwest, make sure you stop by, because I think it's a 2-weekend event or a 2-day event.
There's gonna be
far as it
three screenings.
goes. 3. That's
Yes.
crazy. Make sure you stop by if you can. Get in there, look at Grind. Make sure you bring your family, bring your friends, bring your associates. You know what? Go the extra mile. Bring your haters too, because they need to see this movie. You want
Yeah,
to make sure
I
you
love
do
a
that.
hater. Let me talk to him.
Exactly. Exactly. Bring your haters to Anastasia. She'll tell you about them. She
I'll
definitely will.
probably make him cookies, and we can talk.
See, there you go. Make sure you do check out Grind. That's one thing you don't want to miss, because if you want to see Anastasia at her best, playing multiple roles, doing multiple things, you better check out Grind. Make sure you definitely do
Oh,
that.
thank you.
Now, Anastasia, you talked about something else. You were talking about your community a while ago. There's something else that you've done that you have not mentioned, but I'm going to bring it up right now. Let's talk about it a
Oh,
little bit also. Comedy for nice people.
yes,
Tell them
yes,
about
my
it.
monthly comedy show.
Tell them about it. How can they check it out? Tell them all about it.
Yes, please. If you're in the LA area, we're hopping neighborhoods. We're trying to get around to different neighborhoods, because I think it's important to like have a mobile show to get to different communities. But the basis of it is we have the most unproblematic comics around. And they're funny, and we're trying to give them a platform. But nobody's going to be Me Too'd on our show. And we respect each other. We lift each other up. We are all about that life. So even though most of the comics are like, why am I on a show, comedy for nice people? I'm not nice. I'm like, you are, because I wouldn't put you on. Nice looks different.
I like that. I like that. Everybody in LA, make sure you go support Comedy for Nice People. Stop in there. If you want a good laugh, you know what to do. And everybody knows that you will have a stressful day from here to there. Stop by to watch that. Also, once again, I can't say this enough. South by Southwest. Dude, be ready. Be ready for Grind. I want to speak this to existence right now, Anastasia. Guess what? Grind is going to hit major theaters. I'm calling it right now. It's going to be converted to do that. I'm calling it. We're going to make this a full-length, full-blown movie. That's what I'm talking about. Now, Anastasia, are there any other projects that you're working on that you want the world to know about right now?
Well, yeah, I mean, I have a couple of things that are about to be picture locked. I also am in a commercial for the Olympics right now. If you see some girl working out, holding a plank with the curly hair, that's me. That's me. That's me.
I saw that. I saw that.
And later this year, me and a partner I often write with, that we just got off of a festival circuit for this film, Gaslighter, are writing a social justice based horror film. No comedy in it, even though it's me, so I'm gonna make some jokes. A black horror comedy, a black horror social justice film about a very historically based tragedy, and it's going to be intense. But we are filming at the location of the historical tragedy in fall.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, you can't get more real life than that. You really can't. That's what I'm talking about. So I will say it once again. Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, check out Gaslighter. Go watch Comedy for Nice People. Make sure you watch Grind. And I hope all y'all writing this down. You know what? No, this is new technology these days. You make sure you rewind this back and listen to everything I'm saying. I will say it again. Check out Comedy for Nice People. Check out Grind. Make sure you go to South by Southwest if you're going to be around. Make sure you do that. And guess what? The commercial on Olympics. That's right. You will see her doing some of everything. So guess what? It don't care where you turn to or where you go. Anastasia will be in your face somewhere. It can be right TV, stream. It don't matter. She's going to be right there in your face. So make sure you definitely do that. Now, Anastasia, what's the best way for everyone to catch you on social media to follow up with the latest and greatest?
I mean, I'm a big Instagram person. I'm on there too much. I am that person that Instagrams my food. Okay? I did. I just went to Earl's on Crenshaw, and you can see my photo of my food. Absolutely. Was that good? Should I have done that? No, but I did it. So go to Anastasia Wash on Instagram. AnastasiaWashington.com for any other links and stuff like that. But I'm an Insta chick, so I'm on there a lot.
Make sure you follow her on Instagram because you don't know what she's going to do next. I mean, this woman popping up on commercials. She'll be popping up on South by Southwest. She in LA doing comedy shows. You don't know it. She might end up being your Uber driver, and it's going to be a hidden show you don't even know about. You in the back seat. I'm part of Anastasia's show. You don't know it. That's what I'm saying. Make sure you follow everything that she's doing. Now, Anastasia, it's the last segment of the show. It's called Take the Floor. You have up to 2 minutes to say whatever you want. No questions asked. Anastasia, take the floor.
Ooh, okay. So I got 2 minutes and I'm already taking up time. All right. What's on my mind right now is I teach STEAM classes. I teach STEAM classes. And I'm teaching TK through middle school. And I don't know. I think we need to give middle school some kind of specialty, something, because that is the most angsty age ever. It makes me feel angsty just being around it. I just want to hug every middle schooler. Not that they would let me, because it's middle school. So I'm not cool. And if I hear 6'7" one more time, my head might explode. But middle school is probably the hardest age ever, and I don't think we talk about it enough. I did see this horror movie recently called The Plague about guys in middle school, and I've never I watch hardcore horror movies, hardcore stuff, and I was gripping the seat and just being please be ending here, please end here and here and here, and it's all about adolescent boys. So I'm I think there's something there. I think I'm scared of middle school. And plus, I was horrible in middle school. I was like, that was my super gangster phase of life. The Raiders jacket. Yeah, I did that.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm kind of shocked on this one. And I'm gonna tell you the reason why. Because she's doing horror movies. She's doing some of everything, and she's a big horror watcher. But the middle school scared her.
Scary.
Wanted her to
Do
stop.
you remember middle school? It was horrible.
I remember.
It was horrible.
I definitely remember.
Me and my Taz shirt, just trying to be.
Yeah. I had that one, and I had the Bugs Bunny one with Taz and everybody was grouped up together. Do you remember that one?
Yeah, I do.
Of course you do.
I do. First of all, I just bought a whole bunch of Space Jam stuff at Target last week, so I haven't grown.
That's what I'm talking about. Anastasia, I want to say thank you again for coming on the show. Once again, everyone, follow her on Instagram. Check out her food. Give her suggestions. She might go somewhere and eat. You just tell her it might be some great food there. Give her suggestions. Give me suggestions.
Please give me suggestions. I will eat anywhere.
That's what I'm talking about. Once again, if you're in the LA area, check out Comedy for Nice People. Make sure you get ready for Grind. That's coming up. And there's a challenge for everybody that's watching worldwide right now. Go back and watch The Addams Family and watch Die Hard 2. See if you can find little Anastasia somewhere in that movie. You never know what you're going to see in that world. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much. And Anastasia, I would love to have you back on the show in the future.
I would love that. Let me know. I'm down.
That's what I'm talking about. Ladies and gentlemen, my next guest on the Big Scoop with Coop is, you know I'll announce my next guest. You better follow me on social media to keep up with the latest and greatest of who the next guest is. And until the next time, people, on the Big Scoop with Coop. Peace.
You know what time it is? Time to hang out with Mr. Coop. With Mr. Cooper, with Mr. Cooper, with Mr. Cooper. Get the latest scoop from Mr. Cooper, from Mr. Cooper, from Mr. Cooper. Hang with Mr. Coop, with Mr. Cooper, with Mr. Cooper, with Mr. Cooper. Get the latest scoop from Mr. Cooper, from Mr. Cooper.